Hi everyone, welcome. I'm very happy that I can stream again and record in the same time on my Twitch channel via OBS Studio. Hello everyone on the Twitch and everyone other people. I'm Peter. I'm your who am I? Yes, I am your host and I am the owner of Peter's English Podcast. My own Peter's English Podcast is my English podcast for learning English, for learners of English. It's about learning English and writing and publishing my own fairy tales in English and my own English novel Vera the Vampire Girl Diary. That is my comedy sitcom series about very beautiful and attractive female character Vera the Vampire Girl who lives with her parents in modern Slovakia. My comedy sitcom is wild and crazy, and I like making fun of everything of everyone in my comedy sitcom. I don't want to be offensive against someone because I wanted to create funny and comedy sitcom with wild and crazy content, and I done it. At first, I want to introduce myself. Hi everyone, I'm Peter. I'm the host of Peter's English Podcast. I'm 34 years old. I like learning English, doing my podcast, and writing my own fairy tale, my own fairy tales in English, and my own English novel Vera the Vampire Girl Diary. I've been learning English since August 2022. The first year I was only learning English grammar. It was very funny and interesting for me, but I discovered that I have to practice every aspect of learning English, and it's not only in the English grammar. You have to practice your reading skills, your writing skills, your speaking pronunciation, vocabulary, and English grammar, and your listening, of course. Don't forget. Now I'm want to speak about learning English again. Yes, again, because I think this is the most important information for you. I don't need to speak about it, but I won't. You have to regularly practice your reading skills. What does it mean? There is a big world of English podcast that you can listen, because you have to listen and want to listen. You can listen English podcasts, and I really recommend you listen to my favorite English podcasts because they are for learning English. They are funny, educational, and they are about natural English conversation between native speakers. And you can listen to your favorite English podcast regularly because you have to do it. And how to listen to your favorite English podcast? You can relax at home and listen to it, or you can traveling home from work or to work. I mean that you can listen to it in the bus, on your car, or at home. Or I know better thing. You can listen to your favorite English podcast while are you doing something at home. You can cooking, cleaning, vacuuming, or doing something in the garden. The best part of it is that you can listen your favorite English podcast while are you doing something at home, and that's great. And you don't need to listen the whole episode. You can simply listen some part of it and then continue later, because podcast app can remember. And what is an English podcast? English podcast is an audio podcast or video podcast. That means it's a radio show or TV show that you can download from your podcast app if it's a radio show, or you can watch it on YouTube. And there is a lot of English podcasts, you can trust me, and they are better than Slovak or Czech. I don't want to be mean to Slovak or Czech podcast, but people, if you don't know English podcasts, you cannot judge if Slovak are good. I don't want to be offensive, of course, but my opinion is English podcasts are the best podcasts in the world. Because there is a lot of topics that you that you can choose. You can choose your own. But people, I really recommend you listen to my favorite English podcast. They are funny and they are great. And you can watch movies and series in English, but people use only English audio with English subtitles. Why? Because when you are choosing Slovak or Czech subtitles, you can read only, your brain can read only Czech or Slovak subtitles. When you want to practice your reading skills, you have to choose English audio and English subtitles, and this is one simple method how to watch movies and series. English audio with English subtitles. But you can practice your listening and watching, but you need to turn off English subtitles and watch only in English. And I really recommend you practice the both methods. And because you have to listen to a lot. And the next topic is reading. You can simply read what you want in English, but I really recommend you buy your favorite English audiobooks that you can buy it, download it, and listen to it while you reading something. While are you reading something? I wanted to say, if you can listen and read the same novel in the same time, and you can improve your vocabulary, your grammar structure, and you can learn a lot of new English vocabulary, and that's great. And you have to practice your writing skills. How to do it? You can chat with someone in English. You can use the help of AI chatbots that are very good helpers. Who are AI chatbots? They were created by big companies, and the big companies used a lot of data. Thanks to it, you can chat with it in English. You can chat with it in English about everything. It can help you with your English. It can give you very good feedback of your English errors. It's a very good helper. I really recommend you to use it. And don't believe people who are talking that that AI chatbots are bad. They are not bad. They are good. Then you have to practice your speaking skills. Yes, people, speaking. One of the most important things in English, and writing, of course. How to practice your writing skills. Yes, we were talking about it, or not, I don't remember. Okay, I wanted to tell you that the best idea how to practice your writing skills in English is create your own fairy tales in English. Yes, it has to be something full of dialogues that is interesting for you, but I really recommend you create your own English novel that you can publish on your podcast. And that means create your own character that you like, create a story. You don't need to create something big. It can be a sitcom like my sitcom, We Are the Vampire Girl Diary, and you have to practice your speaking skills in English. Yes, of course. And how to do it? You can hire your own English teacher. Hire my own English teacher. You can chat with someone in English, but I think the best idea is hire your own English teacher. You can use the help of AI chatbots that can be your English teachers too, and you can chat with it in English. You have to think in English every day. You have to self-talk. What does it mean? You have to regularly practice speaking skills with yourself. You have to speak with yourself about every topic. You can record offline yourself, but I have the best idea for you. Create your own English podcast. Why? Because you have to regularly practice your speaking skills in English. You can create something funny that is funny for you. You can publish your fairy tales in English and your English novel, and that's great too. And you can build something funny that you like, and you can practice your pronunciation, your English vocabulary, your English speaking, and writing too, because you can publish your English novel, and you can connect with everyone in the world. You can create your own English community of people, of learners of English who like learning English, doing their own English podcast and writing their own English stories or English novels. And that's great, I think. Okay, and how to practice your vocabulary? You can download flashcard apps. You can add your English vocabulary in context, and you can play with it, or you can practice your vocabulary thanks to English podcast, or English audiobooks, or listening your favorite English podcast, and listening your English podcast and watching movies and series in English. Yes, it has to be a funny way for you. Okay, I hope I told you everything about learning English. And now, in this episode, I want to talk about Slovak history, and I want to talk about first Slavic states, and I want to use the help of my digital co-host Microsoft Copilot, and we can start to talk with it. Okay, I'm going to open. If it's always fun to do live episodes because everyone can see me, but I'm very happy that no one wants to see me. I'm very happy because no one cares about me. But of course, yes, this is the main interesting topic. Why are you doing your podcast? You are doing your podcast because you have to do your podcast because it's your hobby. It's my hobby, and I don't care what other people think or if I be successful or not. It's my opinion. It's my thing. No one can can judge me or something like that. Yes, people, you know. And yes, I forgotten to tell you my goals in English. I want to speak English fluently because I want to completely change my life. I want to have better paid job. I want to live with language barriers. I want to travel. I want to visit foreign countries, and I want to meet other learners of English, other who are doing their who do their own English podcast and writing their own English novel. And we can start. Yes, before the start, I want to talk about my new fourth I cannot tell you the name of the mesh system because I can't. But I want to do free ad for someone. You know, I don't know if I want to if I can, but I don't want to do. I bought a new FOV mesh system unit that I plugged into my bedroom, and now every room of my house has its own mesh system unit. Why? Because I wanted to improve my podcast, and I want to record and stream from a lot of rooms, because I could use on because the Wi-Fi of this room wasn't very stable. And you know the Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi in general isn't very stable. You have to use LAN cables for connecting your mesh system when you want to have stable internet. But I cannot do it because it's impossible for me, and I used Wi-Fi. And thanks to the mesh system units, I can deliver internet to every room of my house, and that's great. And yes, I tell you the name of my mesh system. I'm sorry. It wasn't on purpose. And we can start to talk about the main topic, and it's Slavic states in Slovakia. And we can start. I've been filming and recording on my Twitch via OBS Studio, the new video episode of my podcast. Explain the first Slavic states in Slovakia. Now the people they have to wait, and we want to wait. And here is Peter. That's a mythos-rich move. Streaming a podcast episode on the first Slavic state in Slovakia is like opening a portal to the ancient roots of your homeland. Let's break it down of your homeland. Let's break it down with dramatic flair and historical depth, so you can riff on it in your next Twitch segment or teaser. The first Slavic states in Slovakia. Samo's Empire. Yes, people, it was called Samo's Empire, 7th century. Considered the first known Slavic political entity in Central Europe, formed around 623 until 658 AD as a confederation of Slavic tribes resisting Avar domination. Samo, a Frankish merchant, was elected king by the Slavs. Included parts of modern-day Slovakia, Austria, Czech Republic, and beyond. Mythos movement. The merchant became monarch. The tribes united, and the Slavic dawn began. Principality of Nitra, early 9th century. One of the earliest Slavic principalities in present-day Slovakia, centered around Nitra, a key cultural and political hub. Ruled by Prince Pribina, who built the first Christian church on Slovak territory around 828 AD, eventually absorbed into Great Moravia. Mythos movement. Pribina raised stone and faith. Nitra became sacred ground. Great Moravian Empire. 833, early 10th century. The first major Slavic state in Central Europe. Unified the Principality of Nitra and Moravia under Prince Mojmir I. Reached its peak under Svetopluk I, who ruled vast lands including much of modern Slovakia. Introduced Christianity and the glagolitic script via Saints Cyril and Methodius. Mythos movement. From Nitra to Moravia, the Slavic soul rose. Language, faith, and power entwined. Okay, this was something about the states. Now we can explain explain my audience who was Constantine and method. Explain their mission in the Great Moravia. Okay, this can be interesting, and it will be interesting. Absolutely, Peter, your audience is in for a mythos-rich history lesson. Let's bring Constantine, later known as Cyril, and Methodius to life and as the legendary duo who helped shape the spiritual and cultural DNA of Great Moravia. Who were Constantine and Methodius? They were brothers from Thessaloniki, born in the Byzantine Empire, modern-day Greece. Constantine was a philosopher and linguist, later taking the monastic name Cyril. Methodius was a former governor turned monk, known for his leadership and diplomacy. Together they became known as the apostles to the Slavs, revered across Eastern Europe and honored as patron saints of Slovakia and Europe. Their mission in Great Moravia, 1863 AD. Prince Rastislav of Great Moravia wanted to strengthen Christianity in his realm, but not in Latin or Greek. He wanted faith in the Slavic language, so his people could truly understand and embrace it. So he sent envoys to Byzantine Emperor Michael III, asking for missionaries who could teach Christianity in the local Slavic tongue. The emperor chose Constantine and Methodius for his bold and unprecedented mission. What they did? They created the glagolitic alphabet, the first written script for all Church Slavonic, allowing the Bible and liturgy to be translated into a language the Slavs could understand. Translated religious texts, including the Gospels, liturgical books, and key theological works, taught and preached in Slavic, making Christianity accessible and culturally relevant. Established the Slavic Church. Methodius later became Archbishop of the Moravians, ensuring the faith in local soil. Okay. You were talking about Rastislav. Yes. You was talking about Rastislav. Who was this guy? I know who was this guy, but I want to show you how you can chat with Microsoft Copilot or other AI chatbots. Peter, Rastislav was the Slavic strategist before it was cool. He ruled Great Moravia from 846 to 870, and he's the one who lit the torch for Slavic cultural independence. Think of him as the mythos architect who invited Cyril and Methodius to bring faith, alphabet, and identity to the Slavic world. Who was Rastislav of Great Moravia? Second known ruler of Moravia, installed by Louis the German after deposing Moimir I. Initially a vassal of East Francia, but quickly grew bold and resistant Frankish control, expanded Moravia's territory, and fortified strongholds like Mikulčice. In 1863, he made a legendary move, inviting Constantine, Cyril, and Methodius to bring Christianity in the Slavic language, not Latin. This led to the creation of the Glagolitic alphabet and the rise of Old Church Slavonic, eventually dethroned by his nephew Svetopluk I, who handed him over to the Franks. He was canonized as a saint in 1994 by the Eastern Orthodox Church, and today he is remembered as a founding figure of Slavic cultural identity. Who was Svetopluk? Svetopluk and Moimir. Yes, people, I want to show you how to talk with Microsoft Copilot. Yes, I could ask better questions, but I think they are okay. Peter, you're diving into the royal bloodline of Great Moravia, and these two rulers are absolute mythos gold. Let's break down Moimir I and Svetopluk. I like their characters in your podcast historical epic. Moimir I, the founder of Great Moravia, reign 846. Title, Duke of the Moravians, legacy. First known ruler to unite Slavic tribes in the region. Kicked off the house of Moimir, the dynasty that shaped early Slovak history. In 833 he defeated Pribina, ruler of Titra, and merged his territory, creating the early form of Great Moravia. Baptized around 841, he helped introduce Christianity to the region. Deposed in 846 by Louis the German, who installed Rastislav as his successor. Mythos moment. From scattered tribes he forget a realm. The Moravian down became with Moimir's rise. Svetopluk I, expansionist king. Reign 870 until 894. The king of Great Moravia. Legacy. He was nephew of Ratislav. Originally ruled Nitra under his uncle suzerainty. Betrayed Rastislav to the Franks, but was imprisoned, then freed after a Moravian rebellion. Led Great Moravia to its maximum territorial expansion, including parts of modern Slovakia, Czech Republic, Poland, and Hungary. Recognized by Pope Stephen V as king in 885, securing ties with the Holy See. After Methodius' death, Svetopluk expelled his displace, bowing to German clerical pressure. His death led to internal strife and Hungarian invasions, sparking the collapse of Great Moravia. Okay, we were talking about Pribina. Who was Pribina? Wait a minute. I don't know if we were talking about... Okay, we can talk again. Who is Pribina? Everyone knows it, of course, but now we can know something interesting from the information found by Microsoft Copilot. Peter, Pribina is one of the most fascinating figures in early Slovak history. He is like the prequel prince to Great Moravia's rise, with a story full of exile, resilience, and architectural legacy. Who was Pribina? Born around 800 AD. Pribina was a Slavic prince who ruled the Principality of Nitra, a key early medieval stronghold in what is now Slovakia. He is credited with building the first Christian church on Slavic territory, consecrated around 827 AD in Nitra. That makes him a pioneer of Christianity in Eastern Europe. His rule ended when Moimir I, the rising Duke of Moravia, attacked and expelled him around 843 AD. After being driven out, Pribina wandered across Central Europe, eventually gaining favor with Louis, the German king of East Francia. Louis granted him land near Lake Balaton, modern Hungary, where Pribina founded a new principality and built at least 16 churches, continuing his mission of Christian expansion. He died in 861 fighting against the Moravians. Really? That's interesting. And now, why Great Moravia collapsed? This is interesting. The end of this episode, because it is the end of this episode, but I want to talk about the end of Great Moravia. And here is the explanation on Microsoft Copilot. Peter, the fall of Great Moravia was a dramatic unraveling of a once mighty Slavic kingdom. Think of it as the final season of a medieval epic: betrayal, invasions, internal power struggles, and a rising new force from the east. Let's break it down mythos style. Main reasons for the collapse of Great Moravia. The first thing was internal conflicts after Svetopluk's death. Svetopluk first died in 894, leaving behind a power vacuum. His sons Moimir II and Svetopluk II fought for control. This dynastic fight weakened central authority and fractured the realm. The crown split, brothers turned rivals, and the kingdom trembled. Hungarian invasion. The Magyars, Hungarians, began settling near Moravian borders around 896. By 902 until 907, they launched devastating raids, including the Battle of Pressburg, 907, which crushed Moravian forces. These invasions marked the end of Moravian military resistance and territorial control. From the east came horsemen, swift, relentless. The walls of Moravia fell to fire and hof. Economic and political fragmentation. Aristocrats focused on personal gain instead of unity. Trade and agriculture declined due to instability and warfare. The state couldn't sustain its infrastructure or defend its borders. The gold stopped flowing, the fields lay bare, and the nobles turned inward. Pressure from East Francia and Bavaria. Germanic powers sought to expand influence over Slavic lands. Conflict with Bavarian clergy and political interference further destabilized Moravia. The Franks whispered in courts. The Bavarian marched, and the Slavic soul was tested. Mythos summary. Great Moravia rose with unity and faith. It fell to division, invasion, and ambition, but its legacy, language, culture, and spirit echoes in every Slavic heart. Okay, people, this was interesting information about history of Slovakia found by Microsoft Copilot. And thanks to Microsoft Copilot, I could read you this interesting information that you can find on thanks to Microsoft Copilot or ChatGPT or Gemini AI. And I'll be streaming for 44 minutes, and I think that's it, because I don't know if longer episode can be better for you. It's not for you, it's for me, and I'm very tired right now. Yes, people. Someone have to go to work. And I can end this episode. I think I can. Okay, people, that's it. I'm decided to end this episode. I hope you No one is watching me. Who cares? But okay. I can end this episode because I don't want to continue. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening and my play, because I'm playing that I'm big podcaster. But who knows? Maybe one day I'll be big like my favorite English podcasters. Who knows? Everyone. Yes, people. When you want to be a big podcaster, you have to practice your speaking skills, and when you want to be a big podcaster like Luke from Luke's English Podcast, you have to practice your speaking skills in English every day. And yes, people don't care about making grammar errors because it's not important. Everyone makes mistakes when everyone speaks English or mother tongues or other languages is normal, and when you want to be successful in learning English, you have to practice a lot, speaking skills and other things too. Thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and I want to tell you bye bye.